Hello and welcome to Dropkick the Commute for June 7th, 2024. Galeer, you're walking.
I am drop kicking the walk today, folks. A long story short, Daddy had to bring his car to the shop down the street, but what he didn't realize that 6 minutes in driving time is like 25 minutes in walking time.
Plenty of time to talk about all of the wonderful topics for today.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're big chilling. It's really hot out, but honestly, like, when I brought my car, when I was coming back, I was on my lunch break, and now I'm not, so there's, like, no rush to get back. Yeah. Employers, if you're listening to this, I love you. Anyways, this is fun, a fun occasion. You know why?
Why?
Because you watched TNA Impact for the first time.
For the very first time, I watched the 20th anniversary episode of TNA.
I am so anxious to get your thoughts and your reactions on it, because me personally, I love Impact. I think it's a fun alternative, and it's not widely sought out these days, and it's sad because they do a lot of good shit.
Yeah, I mean, let's start off with TNA just because it builds into this weekend. We have Battleground coming up this weekend. Obviously, we have Jordynne Grace challenging for the NXT Women's Championship on Sunday against Roxanne. And yeah, I watched TNA for the first time, and I thought it was really enjoyable. You mentioned their production style, and I like the little recap that they did at the beginning.
They like do that every episode. And I feel like there's something about their camera work and like the cameras they use that I really like.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't always feel like 60 FPS like television wrestling.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they do that, and like their vignettes too, their backstage things are very cool. I was thinking about Sami Callihan's DMTV segment.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that must be new or something. I don't watch Impact every week, so I can't give you too much backstory to everything going on.
My thing with watching it was like, I only knew some of the big names. I didn't know like most of the people on it, so there was people coming out, and I was like, cool. So I guess my opinion for the first time watching TNA was like, I mean, it's good. Like, I just need to watch it more, pretty much, to like actually have a solid opinion on it. But from all the big names that I watched, obviously it was good.
I feel like it's going to be kind of like the NXT situation, or it'll just take a couple weeks to kind of get used to it.
Yeah. So we had a match with Mustafa Ali, and so it was in a tag match. He's the X Division champion. Is that like their cruiserweight, or like what is?
I think it started as their cruiserweight division, but it's kind of like, it's just like their mid-card title from my understanding, but like a lot of matches and a majority of the people that hold it are generally like cruiserweights or like high flyers.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense, because is that what that X match is? That X match?
The Ultimate X.
Ultimate X, yeah. Is that for that title?
Yeah. Yep. And that's usually, I mean, sometimes they'll do it though, like as if you win it, it's like a number one contender for the world title sometimes.
Oh, okay.
It's so they toss it around a bit, but that's like what it kind of revolves around for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mustafa Ali in TNA is really cool. He's doing this whole like presidential gimmick.
Yeah, he's got like the Secret Service. Yeah, I think it's cool. I really enjoy seeing him actually being utilized well, and he's so good.
Assumingly being happy.
Yeah.
Doing what he's doing.
Right.
I remember when he asked for his release and they denied it.
Yeah.
And he would literally tweet about it, and he'd be like, "This sucks. Like, I want to leave," which is insane, because I feel like if you're WWE in that situation, you should just let him go.
Yeah, right.
But he was one of those guys where when all those debuts were happening in AEW in 2021, like everyone was like Ali should be in AEW. He would put on such great matches. So I'm happy he finally got out, and I'm happy he's doing something good, and I'm happy he's champion. I don't know who Campaign Singh is, but he's pretty cool too.
Yeah, overall, I think I liked it. Like I said, it's a kind of like an NXT situation where I just need to watch it a little bit to have like a good opinion on it, you know. But obviously, we also had Jordynne Grace defending the Knockouts Championship. Very good match. It was cool to see her like in her environment. Not that her performance was any different in NXT, but it's a different environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's a different playing field for sure, and like it's her domain. So to
it's
speak.
her home turf. So
they talked about at their next pay-per-view how she's gonna have an open challenge.
Yeah,
and you gotta wonder.
Yeah, so I really think good booking would be have her win, have Jordan win over Roxanne, and then have an open challenge, and then have either a rematch at the pay-per-view or have, you know, someone different come out. You know what I mean?
Something I've noticed with Impact is their champions don't generally like hold on to championships for that long. And not only that, but like they're all about like their surprises and like bringing back like, you know, the older like big names,
right?
And they cater to like the, you know, AEW caters to like an internet fan base, but these guys really cater to like a very like niche.
Yeah, super niche.
Almost,
yeah,
like I don't want to make them sound dumb, because they're not dumb, because I'm one of them, or maybe I am dumb. I don't really know, but like cheap pops, for lack of a better term. They'll bring back old names, and then they'll have like a one-off on an episode of Impact, and it's just kind of cool.
Yeah,
like it's just good fun. And good time with friends and family. Yeah. Great meals, great deals. And that's why today's episode is sponsored by the 99 Restaurants.
Oh, I wish, dude.
Yo, hit us up.
How do we get a 99 sponsorship?
Free lifetime supply of attendees, please.
For real, dude. You also mentioned AJ Francis winning the Digital Media Championship. So who is he, and why is that huge for him? Because I don't really know who he is.
I think it's huge. You know Top Dollar? Or was that not your...
Is that Top Dollar?
That's Top Dollar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've only... I never really saw too much of him, so I guess I didn't recognize him.
He wasn't like prominently featured too. That's why. He just got dealt a really bad hand, and like I didn't really know his work either. Like in WWE, I didn't care for, you know, Hit Row or anything like that. They didn't make him feel any special. But then he joined Impact, and like he's in a little thing with Rich Swann called First Class, and it's just like they're just fucking bougie rappers, it seems like.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And he was kind of like feuding with Joe Hendry for a bit, and that's kind of how AJ Francis more or less like got on the map.
Yeah.
I don't know, he's like getting over to a degree, like not as like a baby face, he's getting over as a heel.
Yeah.
But I don't know. In my opinion, it felt big, and I feel like he deserves it, because he was talking about like his whole journey within wrestling with like health issues and things like that.
Yeah,
and, you know, to a lot of people, he just kind of seemed like a useless talent. But
yeah, he was just kind of
then
there.
Like Impact took a chance on him, and he's like, if anything, I will say he's like very athletic for his size.
Yeah,
considerably athletic. And he's like, I'd say a much better promo than wrestler, to be honest. Giving the guy his flowers. And that's another, like I was saying, like people don't really hold their championships for too long, it seems, in TNA. It kind of gets passed around a little more frequently, but it doesn't feel meaningless from their scale of things.
Yeah.
So like it's just like a good way to like feature that talent, and you know.
Yeah, I like that too. It's like it's passing it around, but you know, still having the meaning to it. and
Yeah.
you know, with their size, it makes sense to do so that they can feature everybody like how they need to. Because I think if especially with like the crowds that they have, and just their scale, just their scale overall. If you had a long champion, like for, you know, obviously comparing it to Roman, like if you had a champion for that long, it just wouldn't work for TNA.
Yeah, exactly. And they've had long champions in the past.
Yeah.
You know, but they were also bigger in the past.
Yeah,
so
when they were a lot bigger.
It just, yeah, it made more sense. And like, I don't know too much about the Digital Media Championship and like what the point of it is, if there is a point, or if it's just like,
kind of,
I don't know.
Just seems like a mid card. I think it's like
some kind of
one
mid-card.
degree under like the X Division Championship. It seems.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from it. Also, I don't know if like Joe Hendry fits in this picture, but before Laredo Kid, I'm pretty sure Joe Hendry was the Digital Media Champion.
Oh,
and
okay.
Him and AJ Francis had a little bit of a thing going on, so maybe they run that back.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, because he also showed up at the end of the show.
He did.
With everything going on there, so
yeah.
Who's to say?
Also, one more thing, TNA. I never saw like any of Dolph Ziggler's run, so that was in the whole fucking era that I didn't watch. Dolph Ziggler was one of those wrestlers that's incredible that I just never saw.
You missed out.
So seeing Nick Nemeth in action is like very cool for me, because I've only ever seen
with his brother too.
Yeah, with his brother. So it's just cool to see for me, because I've never seen him wrestle, really.
Yeah, well, he's another guy that like deserves a spotlight, and he got the spotlight.
Oh yeah,
you know, in his time, but now he's actually being treated like when he showed up, people were like super excited.
Yeah, he's being treated like a star, like the star he is. Exactly. So, which is good. Yeah. Speaking of stars. Before we jump to AEW, we had presumably one of the biggest stars in the world, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, no.
We had an interesting Twitter situation happen yesterday where all of a sudden...
I was just getting the live update from you via text. Like, I'm not even going to lie, you were sending me this stuff, and I was just like, okay, whatever. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, tell the people.
All of a sudden... Hulk Hogan on Twitter tweets something about Hulk coin. He said, I'm 70 years old and I don't know much about these cryptocurrencies, but I know how to school these punks with the pump and show them who the real champion is. And $ Hulk. And then on his website, you could buy Hulk coin. You go to his website and it's right there. Supposedly, the story is Hulk Hogan's Twitter got hacked and someone made a meme coin and started selling it on his account. Because now if you go to Hulk Hogan's Twitter, it's clear he deleted it. It's all gone. And I was just fucking cackling, dude. I was like, what is going on?
Because it's like, I don't know. You just don't expect it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't expect that for someone.
Yeah.
Someone like.
And then you started like, he started replying to everybody and just like.
Yeah.
So obviously it was very clear that it got hacked because he started like insulting people, and it just some of the funny ass tweets that came out of this were so good, dude. So there was a tweet from Iggy Azalea, right? She tweeted, all these crybabies want to suck my tits, LMAO, $mother. Okay? Hold on. And then Hulk Hogan just randomly replied to that and said, you suck at pumping. $Hulk has the real milk.
What the fuck? that's I feel like, yeah, that's like a dead giveaway.
Dead giveaway, but it was so fucking funny to see, dude.
Yeah.
Oh so God. Good. Well,
We love the internet. I can only imagine, like, his PR team just, like, sent into a full-blown panic when this happened.
Yeah, he's probably like... And then he posted on his Instagram, he's like, brother, if you see any of the tweets I posted, don't believe them. I got hacked.
Yeah.
Like, all this stuff. It was just so funny. It was so funny.
It was very funny.
Jumping from Twitter now to Wednesday night Dynamite, baby.
Great night.
Great night. MJF is
Great
back.
night for pro wrestling.
He is back, and I'll tell you what. Thank God he's back, because Dynamite was good, and
they were going bananas.
Yeah, started off right with MJF coming out, does a promo, does a very good promo, mind you. Basically just like, oh, I'm putting the locker room on notice. I'm back. I'm not here to fuck around and all this stuff, and we are leading into his first feud, which is going to be with Roosh.
El Toro Blanco.
Mm-hmm.
I said last week when he, MJF made his return, and then they did a little video thing about MJF coming back, and then they showed Roosh being like, hey, MJF, I don't want you back.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, this is kind of random.
Yeah.
Roosh isn't a bad wrestler. I was just very, like, taken aback by it, because I don't know, there are two people that I guess I wouldn't expect to feud, and I don't know. So far, Roosh has been in AEW for like 2 years, and he hasn't really built a good feud.
Yeah.
So when he came out and like started promoing on MJF, considerably, like he can speak like pretty good English, which surprised me, because he hasn't promoted a lot, so I haven't really seen like what he's capable of. But like, I don't know, he was saying some stuff, and like it felt believable to me at least. And then MJF was kind of doing like, it's so funny because like MJF's character is such a shitbag,
yeah.
And like you would think to lean more, well, obviously you can't do that, but like to lean more into it, you'd think he'd be like a little more like racist, I guess. You just like expect, like I'm not suggesting it, you just kind of expect it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like he also very much like goes on record on TV, on promos, and is like, I don't fuck with like pedophiles, I don't fuck with like anti-Semites, and I don't fuck with racism.
Yeah.
But then you'll like see him like feud with Roosh, and he'll be like, sorry, bud, like I had a little trouble like understanding you there, but it's not your fault. And then, or like when he was with Takeshita doing a rivalry, he was like, I'm sorry, is your name Taka Shida? like it's like airing on the cusp of like,
Yeah.
But like it's not necessarily. And I won't go as far to say it's like too dodgy. I think like, I don't know. I think if neither of them were okay with it, then it wouldn't be on AEW, because AEW gives them creative control.
Right.
But like, Roosh ran into the ring. They started scrapping. Security started breaking them up. Chris Daniels is part of that now, like trying to break them up and shit. And then, they get taken apart, and then they just start wailing on each other again, and it's like the crowd's going wild. It was a good segment, and like I think they'll put on a good match, and I don't know when it's gonna be. Did we find that out?
I believe at Forbidden Door. They have a month to build. So
yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, it was good on Wednesday. How will they continue?
Yeah, right.
I'll be interested in seeing that. Just like I'll be interested in seeing where the fuck this Swerve thing goes.
Oh my god.
It was a good match, dude. Like, it was a good
That's
match.
the thing.
Roddy put on a great match. They're all good matches.
They're all good matches, but what the fuck, bro? We don't need it. Like, it's just another useless title defense. And he even on Collision, and then also I think it was on Collision, but he's like, hey, I got the contract for Forbidden Door, like I'm ready to face Will Ospreay. I'm like, so if you're doing this and saying like, oh, I got the contract ready, Why are you doing all these other matches in between?
Yeah, it's...
Focus on the build to Will Ospreay, not like these random...
It's all title matches.
It is, and it's just making it
help
useless.
Anybody. And then, meanwhile, you also have... Well, actually, I don't know. I don't think anything happened with the International Championship, but...
On Dynamite, no.
No. So, I just don't want the International Championship to take a back seat, because that actually is a championship that feels important.
Yeah.
In AEW. And it doesn't help. It doesn't help anyone.
No.
So then I'm like, what's gonna happen? They're gonna feature Swerve on TV next week, but what? Like how?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Are we getting a promo? Are we getting a Will Ospreay like confrontation? What are we getting?
It's such a weird build and feud right now, and it sucks because it's not his fault. Like, he's just having a weird run, and it has nothing to do with him, because he's an incredible performer. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. Like, it's not his fault, and it fucking sucks, because I want to see him as like a really good champion, you know?
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
This is just one of those situations where we sit back and we wait and we see. And this is also a situation where I run inside my work to get my things, and then I leave.
Okay. Galeer, you know what keeps on giving?
Oh. My favorite every week to talk about, you mean? Say
yes,
it.
Sir.
Tell them.
The learning tree. At this point, I think we're one of the branches at this point. Dropkick the Commute is a branch. Dude, it was so good this week. So good.
He got like 20 minutes at the very least of just like time across the entire show. My God, it's Dora the Explorer. He's Dora the Explorer.
He is.
Every week we talk about it and we're like, man, I hate that this is getting good. And then it keeps getting good. And then we talk about him more. Because his TV time is growing, and his TV time on our podcast is also growing.
It's true, dude.
And oh my fucking God! And now we've got Brian Keith. They're calling him the Bad Apple now.
Brian Keith is funny as well, because he's like he's the mean one. He's the Bad Apple, so he always like yells at people, and he's like, "You better respect Jericho," and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
But so we start off with him getting out of the car, and he's like, "Hey guys, hi guys," and then he walks up to the driver's seat and he goes, "You know, as a registered license holder for over 30 years, you have to come to a complete stop when you approach a stop sign. Remember that."
All right, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
And then he walked up to the cameraman and he kept changing his name. He called him Lorne and Larry and Lonnie. And he's like, "Listen here, Larry, as someone who's been on camera for over 3 decades, you need to hold it straight like this." And then he takes the camera and he holds it and he's like, "So that they're perfectly in frame. You know what? Follow me for more practice." Yeah, they're not at all. And he's like, "You know what? Follow me for more practice." And then they follow him around for the rest of the show.
Oh man. God, it's just too good. And then we're gonna get Private Party.
Yep.
As special guests on TV time.
The Private Party one was so good. He's like, "You know, as someone who's gone to a lot of parties, private ones aren't very fun. You should make it public party."
and then he invites them, and then he's like, I forget. One of them was like, "Oh, whatever," and then they were like, "Yeah, it sounds like it could be fun."
Yeah. So he's gonna be on the Private Party. Will be on TV time next week, and it's just he's doing such a good job at it. But like, you know, I really think it goes with like what we said on the Double or Nothing episode, where like I think he would make such a good just manager, or like, because we don't need to see him wrestle. Like, he doesn't have to be the champion.
Do you think Do you think he's like? Do you think he's having a hard time coming to terms with his retirement?
Probably. I feel like we hear stories of like most wrestlers that do, you know, like they want to go out on their own terms and they want their own.
I mean, I guess if you feel good and can keep going, then keep going.
Yeah.
But, like at the same time, people won't be mad if he retires.
Yeah, they wouldn't. But like he also doesn't have to fully retire. Like he can be an on-screen personality, just be a manager.
He could be like a part-timer.
Yeah.
Like he could be like, I don't know. He could be like Edge in his last run in WWE.
Yeah.
I'm getting a water.
Water? The learning tree continues to grow, and the branches continue to extend. And
hi, branch.
Hi,
Bye,
branch.
branch.
Bye, branch. Thanks, guys. I'm just gonna walk around the house from now on, going, "Hi, guys." All day long.
When I see my cats when I get home.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Oh my god. Hey, branch. So good. Another interesting thing we have going on with AEW is Mercedes Moné is facing Stephanie Vaquer, right? What is it, Vaquer?
Yeah. Vaquer?
Vaquer?
I don't know.
Vaquer?
Sure, man.
In a title versus title match for the TBS title and the NJPW Strong title.
And they're both on the line.
Both of them. Are we going to get two belts Banks?
Yeah. I mean, I don't respectfully, I don't think Vaquer is gonna. She just kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think she's gonna win the TBS title. Yeah, and we've had our fair share of conversations around, you know, title versus title matches. I don't hate this.
This one I don't hate. I can agree.
But in the same vein, I think that's because this story doesn't. No offense to the ladies, doesn't mean as much
as the world
It's just
title.
kind of like it's not even a dream match because they've had matches with each other before.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, like we were talking about like Logan and Cody and how it would be stupid for that one to be title for title. And then like we were talking about like Will Ospreay versus Swerve. You know, and how that shouldn't even be a match. I would say even if it was title for title, it still shouldn't be a match. So we're getting a lot of different flavors of like title versus title matches.
Yeah, but this is in this case, this is one that makes sense. You know, like you have the ones that don't make sense because of bad booking, and then this one makes sense. Like this one is fine.
Well, and we know Mercedes is gonna win. But I gotta wonder. So it's the title technically that she lost to Willow.
Right. So are they gonna feud again, and then Willow's gonna become the NJPW Strong Women's Champion?
See, and I think that might be the thing that I don't like about these matches is the possibility of like someone holds both belts, but then we'll start having matches, but only for one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and for some reason, this is a good example that comes to mind. When the Usos were double tag team champions, there were times where they would only defend the SmackDown ones on SmackDown and the Raw ones on Raw.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess something just sits weird with me about like only defending one of them.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, when you unify two championships or you put two championships on the line, they should be unified.
Yeah.
But that's not the case always, because, like, you know, Eddie won the Continental and the New Japan Strong and the Ring of Honor World Championship. I don't really know. Maybe I'm probably looking too deep into it. I guess, like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think in this case of cross promotion, like, I think it kind of makes sense. Because, like, imagine, right, with Jordynne Grace and Roxanne. Like, if Roxanne wins and she gets the Knockouts Championship, right? That wouldn't be one that you unify. It's cross promotion. You're taking a belt completely away from another brand, you know?
Yeah.
But in the cases of titles that are in the same brand, I think there should be like a clause, right, where it's like, if you hold both titles for a certain amount of time, they should be unified.
Yeah.
You know? Because, like, think of Roman, right? Look how long it took for that to just become the Undisputed. He held both belts for well over a year, you know? I feel like after a certain amount of time, like 3 months, 90 days, you hold both titles, unify them completely. And then if you do want to split them up again, have some like one title defense matches just to split them or something. Like, I don't know. Title for title is just such a weird situation in wrestling a lot of the times, because like people will see two champions and be like, oh, it'd be sick if they faced off. But then you do have that problem of like, okay, what do you do with both titles now? I feel like if anything, WWE's better at unifying things when they should, because we've had a few unifications over, you know, the whole history of WWE, right? Like, think of like the WWE and the World Heavyweight, like the OG ones, like those got unified into the WWE title, and then, you know, they introduced the Universal, then those got unified. Now those are the WWE Undisputed. So it's like, in certain cases, I think they should be unified, but in other ones, especially cross-promotion, like, they're not going to unify those, you know?
I think it ties to, it sucks because, like, it ties a lot to that Survivor Series thing that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Where, like, I don't care for title versus title matches, but if you unify them and put titles on the line, I don't know. I guess it also just depends on the championship.
Yeah. It depends on the championship, and it depends on the situation, and honestly depends on the characters too. Depends on who it is.
Yeah. And maybe that's the problem, and maybe that's why I don't like it. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I like Mercedes.
Yeah.
She just won the TBS championship, so in a month now she's gonna win another championship from some rando to AEW who just kind of walked in. I would say have the TBS championship on the line, since it is technically AEW's pay-per-view.
Yeah. I agree. I would agree with that.
But, you know, live your life. And, like, they've always done this. I don't know why it's just bothering me so much now. Maybe it's just because there's, like, more of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it going on. So, I don't know. Just a weird situation we're having.
But, like, at the same time, like, when FTR held the AAA, AEW, and the fucking Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships all at the same time, I loved that.
What's the difference there?
I don't know. It's like, I think it really does have to do with the people and the rivalries they were in to win those championships.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know New Japan too much, but clearly they were showing videos of like them facing each other.
Right.
So they have history. I guess I'm just unfamiliar with it, so maybe it just doesn't mean anything to me for that reason.
Yeah, that could very well be true. I think I'm in the same boat, because obviously I don't watch. Like, I know nothing about that championship. I don't know anything about who's held it.
Right.
Only what they tell us, like, for recaps and stuff. So, yeah. I think I'm in the same boat. Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. I think it goes into AEW's title problem as a whole, and we're just gonna see what happens. You know?
Something I'm really interested in seeing happening is, who does Mariah May side with?
Oh my god.
In this AEW Women's World Championship match. Toni Storm versus... It's Mommy Mania, dude.
It is.
It's so funny. We've been seeing how close Toni Storm and Mariah May are. We've been seeing how close Mina Shirakawa and Mariah May are with each other. And now it's been announced, and now it makes sense why she's been continuously coming out and getting involved.
Yeah.
We've established her as a character now. We've established her that she's Mariah May's friend, and they like kissing and having champagne together. I don't know if you saw, but the match graphic for Forbidden Door, Mariah May is on both sides of it.
Is she really?
Yeah.
I did not see that.
She is on both sides of the match graphic, at least the one I was looking at. And
was it real? It was a real graphic?
I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, and we do our research and I'm wrong, but I saw it, and if it wasn't edit, that's really funny, but like, it makes sense. Because also, you know, Mina and Toni Storm had their little face-off in the ring, and it was getting kind of intense, and Mariah May like got between them.
Yeah, got in the middle of them.
And then just started like holding them and consoling both of them.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I think Mariah's gonna side with Mina because
You think we're finally gonna get that?
I think they gotta set up Mariah versus Toni.
Do you think they're gonna do it for All In?
They certainly could, because Mariah's English, right? So
Yeah.
I think that would be a big match. Yeah. That would be a huge women's match for All In. So I don't see why not. They certainly could.
People love Mariah May. I mean, people love both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I'm actually interested in this feud though, but you know, I didn't really give a hoot about Serena Deeb.
No, I didn't either.
She was believable, but like, this is like, we've been following this for almost a year now.
Yeah.
And somehow very quickly we've also gotten very attached, or me personally, I've gotten very attached to Mina Shirakawa and that whole, you know, relationship.
Yeah, the whole relationship between the two of them, yeah. So, yeah, I think now that you said that, I think a build to All In, because that's what, 2 months? It's at the end of August, so we do have quite a bit of time. Obviously, a lot could change in 2 months, but yeah. I see that being a good setup for sure.
I've also been thinking a lot about All In, and I think that if Adam Cole's good by All In, if he's healed,
yep,
you got to run MJF versus Adam Cole again.
Bring back that rivalry.
Have it happen then. And you know what else you need to do? Is Swerve versus Hangman. I think the timing, things have been rough, but the timing for pay-per-views for some reason has always been right. So I think this is how it could play out. You know, MJF Cole, Mariah May, Toni Storm, Swerve and Hangman. I think like their 4th or 5th match now. And then maybe for the tag team championships, we can get FTR versus Young Bucks 5.
Oh my god.
You know?
Yeah?
You know, somehow though, those are teams I don't care too much for the Young Bucks wrestling style anymore, but like, those are 2 teams that will always have a good match. It's like, who are we talking about that was like the John Cena and the Edge of today? Was that Swerve and Hangman?
Yeah, Swerve and Hangman, yeah.
Yeah, and again, I think that's like the tag team version of it. FTR and Young Bucks are, for years, have been putting on bangers.
Yeah, like it's like the Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy versus Edge and Christian, or like the Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
Like you can put them up against each other an unlimited amount of times, and it's good every time. Where, you know, this is a very similar situation where you put FTR up against the Young Bucks and it's gonna be good every time, regardless of how sick of, regardless of if we get sick of the EVPs or not. Like, they put on a banger match. So,
and I think it also helps that, you know, these are 2 teams that are like AEW, like till I fucking die kind of thing.
Right.
They've expressed that, especially FTR. I know.
Yeah.
They tweet about it. They're like, we're not going anywhere. Like, this is our home.
Yeah.
which is really cool. And you know, I also forgot to mention at the end of Impact we got a little thing from Matt Hardy.
Yep.
Inviting Moose and friends to visit the Hardy family compound.
Yeah, that was goofy. I loved it.
Which yeah, they did the little Addams Family thing.
Yeah.
Whenever someone visits the Hardy family compound, that shit's gonna get wacky and shit's gonna get cinematic.
It's true. Doesn't Jeff Hardy's contract end soon?
Allegedly, I don't know. I just know that he hasn't really been featured a whole lot, and kind of hard to feature him without Matt, and also just kind of everything that's happened.
Yeah.
But maybe Jeff Hardy and Impact, who knows? He left on pretty not okay terms last time.
What do you mean? Yeah, TNA was very fun to watch. I'm definitely gonna continue to watch. I think. I don't know if I'll watch it every single week, but I will. I'll continue to watch. They have a pay-per-view coming up.
You got TNA Plus, so you're gonna have to.
I did get TNA Plus, so I mean their pay-per-view is next Friday, so that's their next show.
Yeah, it's true. Their pay-per-views, are just as stacked as AEW's.
Oh yeah.
Like, they load them with matches, but I think they do better with time. Like I don't know. They feel a little more concise.
It doesn't feel like it's dragging.
Yeah, it never has with them.
That's
for me,
good.
at least.
Well, Galeer, I think with that, this has been another wonderful week.
I want to put my face in front of an AC.
And just stand in front of it in the cold.
Dude, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set up the AC this weekend.
You should set up your AC and then drop kick it out the window, just like this episode. We'll see you on Monday to talk about NXT Battleground.
Oh, that's true. That's this weekend.
That's true. Woo woo!
All right, bye.
Beep beep.